Namaste from Kathmandu. This is Pankaj from Four Season Travel. Let me share why tourism for inclusion and diversity is the need of the hour. Nepal, as we know, is known as the destination, which are meant for extremely fit people. People come here for climbing mountain or going to the base camp, weeks long trek. So that has put forward also an image of Nepal which is limited for only few people. However, we strongly believe Nepal should open for all. And in that regard, we have worked relentlessly. After I met my mentor, Scott Rains, in California back in 2013, exactly 10 years ago. And when I saw him independently rolling his wheelchair and traveling across the globe, I could not stop but to ask, Scott, would you like to visit Nepal? And he was more than happy. And that's how we started our partnership as well as the mentor mentee relationship. He was in Nepal in 2014, and ever since we did not stop looking back. Let me quickly show the picture of my mentor, Scott. We traveled to National Park. We went to the hill. He did the ultralight flight, UNESCO heritage sites. The point was that instilled very much needed hope, not only among the business tourism operator, but also the local people with disabilities who thought they were not meant to be tourists, be it in their own country or abroad. And we brought Marco from Italy, a blind man who trekked to Pun Hill, and then that led to further few other trekkings, what we did for US veterans. And this was for locals. These people, Nepali, who were in the camp after the earthquake in 2015, had absolutely nothing to do except counting the aftershocks. So what we did was we took them to a botanical garden only 10 kilometers away from the city center. But we realized they had never been there before. And then that healing factor was so strong. That's why we call it tourism as a healer. We continued, and I strongly feel that there's a lot more to do. Julie from Australia, we had never traveled out of Australia, came to Nepal after reading our story, and Jaja from New Zealand. So it really continued to have snowballing effect, and we were covered by National Geographic. We opened a trail, 1.3 kilometer dedicated trail for all, for wheelchair users, for blind. And as you can see, this was more on a collaborative approach, working with various stakeholders. And this, we made it possible with the help of Nepal Tourism Board, International Development Agency. So the point is, now this is enjoyed by elderly, slow walkers, pregnant women. So it's tourism for all. So I strongly believe tourism can be a game changer, and tourism for all should be our focus aside from doing the regular business that as Four Seasons we've been doing. And tourism has the right to travel is a human right, as UNCRPD has already endorsed. But this, the onus is on us. How do we make that possible? So, tourism as a healer, yes, we've seen the effect of tourism or positive outcome of traveling for everyone. And persons with disabilities, whether it's physical, intellectual, or hard of hearing, visually impaired, they all feel much more empowered, and then they look forward to be around and be useful for others in the community. Mirko Tomasoni, the former captain regent or president of San Marino, visited, And now we are engaging youngsters, young professionals in Nepal who are willing to explore. And whenever I meet them, I call them, bring to our network, and grow the knowledge because it is very important we understand the local need before we really internationalize our product or services. So at Four Seasons, we've been striving to make accessible tourism or inclusive tourism a new reality. And as the data shows, 15% people who travel across the globe have some sort of disability. So I'm sure this ATTA scholarship would help uh, immensely. And I can't thank Jordan for being so kind and making a huge impact. Thank you and see you soon. Namaste.